police, but you can see the airship overhead watching it very closely.
If he was initially wanted for reckless driving, well, he certainly is proving his point because he has been driving erratically, almost hit a couple patrol cars, and we see him going on the wrong side of the street.
Right. LA Unified School District Police lost the vehicle. LAPD airship came overhead. We just happened to see it on the freeway going southbound on the 5 freeway, driving recklessly, so we let the airship know that we had it. We used our extreme vision camera to get the right plate, and it was the matching plate for the vehicle they were looking with, and so they got back on this pursuit. This is Avenue 32 and Eagle Rock Boulevard, still in the city of Los Angeles. LAPD northeast area working its way back up towards Eagle Rock here. Eagle Rock Boulevard, I should say. Speeds have slowed down a little bit. We're going to look out the window here to see. I don't see any black and whites behind him right now, but the airship is overhead. They're trying to get those black and whites to him, but they just can't catch up because of these speeds. 85 miles an hour northbound on Eagle Rock.
82 miles an hour. That's incredible on these surface streets, extremely dangerous. And JT, you were saying that this pursuit started with 2 people in this pickup truck, but he stopped somewhere. You said near the 5?
Atwater Village.
In Atwater, where he dropped off a female.
He did. He was southbound on the 5 freeway, got off the freeway, and got under some trees, and the female passenger got out of the vehicle. We think they're in custody. I think the airship told us that they did get her in custody, so it's very possible. Look at the speed, 75 miles an hour here, still northbound on Eagle Rock at Avenue 40. It's very possible that they're going to find out who this guy is, what he's wanted for, why he's driving so crazy, and wanting to get away. It could be wanted for something they just don't know about yet.
Well, fortunately for that female passenger, he let her out because he certainly is driving terribly dangerous.
Yeah, a lot of people are in danger with this pursuit. All these, the folks on the roads who are near this guy, he clearly is, has no regard for their safety either, or his own. This is one of those situations where it could get extremely dangerous, and at least he's out of those very narrow streets and on a larger street, but still, here he goes again, JT, another tight
Just
street.
to say that, David, he's on eastbound on Lincoln Avenue here, speeds approaching 50 miles an hour. You know, this is the time of day, school's letting out just an hour or so ago, so lots of people out, LAPD airship overhead, calling the pursuit, trying to get right through that stop sign, didn't even hesitate. Extremely dangerous, so hopefully there are no peds in the area, but if there are, it's important that they know that this is coming through the area. Still in the LA area here on Lincoln, right near Avenue 46, according to Sky Map 7, working his way through the Highland Park area.
Yeah, you really hate to see him driving on those surface streets past homes and no telling who's on the streets and the kids out of school. It's always like the worst type of scenario that you want to see, someone driving a big truck through residential side streets.
Yeah, not good at all. And like you said, well, he's at least trying to slow down just a little bit. But you saw earlier, he was going through these stop signs, I should say, at just not even tapping the brakes, especially in those Los Feliz area. Those streets, some of the oldest streets in Los Angeles that were originally built for horse carriages. It's so narrow, and even these are a little bit narrow, but some of the narrowest streets in LA, we've seen him honking, we've seen him going right up to the bumpers. Now he's turning left on North Avenue 49, according to Sky Map 7, and he's slowing down just a little bit here, coming back out to York Boulevard. Now looks like we're going to be eastbound on York Boulevard. This is LAPD Northeast Division. And we'll see if LAPD comes and tries to take the pursuit over. You
still cannot see any black and whites behind him, JT?
I don't at this particular time. But the fact that there are no black and whites behind him and he's still driving like this is a very big concern for law enforcement, because that's usually what they do. They go into tracking mode when they're driving too crazy to try to get them to slow down. And they have the airship to track him, and if he gets out of the vehicle, thinks he's in the clear, thinks no one's watching him, he'll jump out and run, and they'll take him to custody. This is Rangeview Avenue at North Avenue 50 here, up in the Highland Park area, approaching, kind of coming up in the southern end of Eagle Rock, still in the city of Los Angeles.
He seems to be slowing down a little bit. Perhaps he's trying to figure out where he is or where he's going, but back to residential streets in front of the homes.
Yeah, I wonder where he is from, or if he's familiar with the area or not. It just happened to find himself in this location. He does seem to be wandering and meandering a little bit, JT.
Whoa! Whoa, almost hit that car right at North Avenue 49. That's what happens when you don't even slow down. That vehicle, that was mere feet away from a serious collision. Yeah. That's why the law enforcement needs to get back in pursuit, get on this guy, get him stopped, because he is not slowing down. We're on Lincoln Avenue, right at North Avenue 50. That's about as close as we've seen him come to a wreck. That was very, very close.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, that was right there. It looked like they were going to hit. That car was moving pretty high clip as well. That's where it gets so...
he didn't have the stop sign.
Right. It's so dangerous because when he throws himself out there, there's no reaction time for the oncoming traffic either. That's what we saw there. Probably no time for that car to even hit the brakes.
Exactly. Can you imagine the adrenaline that that poor driver's feeling?
I wonder if he even knows that this was part of a pursuit or that guy was just a reckless driver. That's incredible.
Well, we've got again, not even tapping the brakes at these stop signs. But you mentioned it earlier, David. Sometimes they start getting into areas that they're familiar with. They'll start slowing down, start to circle up. Here's Avenue 54 right at Lincoln Avenue. Still now north on Avenue 54, and that is Buchanan Street, going back eastbound on Buchanan. Again, another very narrow street.
They seem to be circling around, or
no. No, he was for a little bit. Now he's working a little bit further east through, I call this North Highland Park, Eagle Rock. Oh, you can see that that bin in the back seat. He hit that speed bump, and whatever is in that big bin with the yellow top on it is getting rustled around back there.
Popped right up.
Almost hit that bicyclist on
God.
Buchanan in Milwaukee. So, I mean, that was just speed again. I mean, this guy's really driving recklessly, and what's interesting about this is there's no one behind him. We're looking out the window. We see one black and white trying to catch him now, probably about a block and a half away from him. As I look out the window right now.
That could have been deadly. Hitting that bicyclist was, that was a very close call there.
Back on York Boulevard, we are eastbound, 55 miles per hour. Again, out the window, we see a black and white a few blocks behind. And it may be, you have Northeast up on scan 1 for me, Rob? Okay, we'll see the LAPD Northeast Division's trying to get in that. We may be crossing into Hollenbeck here, but eastbound on York Boulevard, right at Mount Angeles Drive, still in the city of Los Angeles, wrong side of the road, head on with those two vehicles, pedestrians in the corner, another bicyclist, didn't even care as he goes northbound on Figueroa from York. Wow, just people swerving to get out of the way of this guy.
Yeah, this is a man desperate to get away, and you said sometimes they will call off something if it's this dangerous?
Well,
what is the protocol?
yeah, they'll call it off if they're in pursuit, Alan, but right now they're in tracking mode. They're trying to get black and whites to this guy. But again, when they drive like this and when black and whites are behind them with their emergency equipment on, the incident commander or the supervisor during a pursuit will cancel the pursuit or go into tracking mode in an attempt to get him to slow down and drive less recklessly. This is a case where this guy is wrong side of the road again, just not even slowing down when no one's behind him.
Yeah, and he went around the opposite side of that vehicle that was in the left turn only lane and into oncoming traffic again. It's just he has complete disregard for anybody's safety, including his own.
Yeah, we saw that earlier in the Los Feliz area when he went head-on with an LA Unified School District police car. Didn't even stop, didn't even slow down, almost went head-on. So he may be wanted if the officers, and we haven't heard that yet, but that technically could be assault with a deadly weapon on a police officer, the deadly weapon being the vehicle. Uncertain if they've added that charge or not. Here, Tipton Way, right northbound Figueroa, we're going to pick up the speed a little bit here in Air 7 HD, but you can see 50 miles an hour in this center divider right now. Moving towards the Eagle Rock area. I think we can call this Eagle Rock as he approaches the major up here, Eucalyptus Lane. Still northbound on Figueroa, approaching the 134 here in just a couple miles. We'll see what he does then.
Yeah, because we saw him come dangerously close to that person that was on the bicycle. That's a really frightening sight to see, and also a couple cars that he almost hit.
How fast is he moving there, JT?
Well, we're looking at him about 70 as he went through La Loma Road there on Figueroa, 60 miles an hour. But in these traffic conditions and pedestrians out here as he turns right on Colorado Boulevard, I think we can officially call this Eagle Rock now. He got out to about 70 miles per hour there. There's just too much traffic out here, and pedestrians out here, bicyclists out here. It's just crazy for this guy to be driving this fast. And there's not even a black and white behind him. I'm looking out the window, Air 7 HD, and I do not see any black and whites anywhere near him, just a police helicopter overhead.
Yeah, and that Colorado Boulevard can get pretty congested through that Eagle Rock area. I've been driven down that road many times, but it seems like he's pretty lucky right now. There's seems a lot of cars on the road.
Well, wrong side of the road again. It's a two-lane road here. I don't see a lot of traffic, just a scattered, but it parallels the 134 just south of it. So he's traveling eastbound on Colorado Boulevard, 80-plus miles an hour. Now, in these situations, guys, we're going to go a little bit wider because, unfortunately, if he does wreck at this speed, we'll go right through it with the camera. So lots of trees, lots of cover in this area. As we continue there, we'll try to get him. We're going to shift over to the left a little bit. Are we alone?
JT, is he going eastbound? I'm a little bit...
Yes.
Okay, so he's almost to San Rafael, Linda Vista exit.
That's San Rafael. He crossed right there. Still going eastbound. trying to get around these cars. But the dangerous part of it, Alan, is when he goes around these cars, he's going on the wrong side of the road.
He's going to be crossing that bridge soon if he keeps going, right?
He is. Yep. He's coming up on the bridge now. He's going underneath the bridge. We're going to get him on the other side, underneath the bridge, underneath the 134, now officially coming into Pasadena. So LAPD Air Support Division, I'm sure, is notifying Pasadena that this reckless driver, wanted by the school police, is coming into their area, try to get some assistance from Pasadena and see if they want to pick up this pursuit since it's in their area.
It does, not to get into the heads of police officers, it does seem like maybe they're intentionally staying away from this so not to agitate it even more, but it doesn't seem to be working. This guy is running no matter what.
Right. Well, that's the, the idea is, like we mentioned before, is to do that to see if he'll slow down. Well, at this point, it becomes would it be a safer pursuit if there was a black and white behind him with emergency equipment on, making, at least warning drivers that he's coming? I don't know. Every department has their own policies. I'm not sure what LAUS Unified School District policy is on pursuits, but they definitely wanted him. They requested LAPD to help them find him. There's a black and white just passed on the other end. That was Pasadena, so they know he's in the area here. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if Pasadena would get involved in this pursuit. If he hits the highway, CHP would definitely take it over. But this is one of those things that law enforcement has knowledge of him in the area. So that airship you see overhead, LAPD Air Support Division, a good buddy of mine, Stu Lomax, on the controls of that aircraft with his TFO. I don't know who his TFO is this afternoon, but they're telling everybody in the area, everybody that will listen to them, this guy is coming, where he's at, what he's doing, the speeds he's doing, to let all these officers know they got a dangerous missile driving through their city.
Right.
Yeah, and what street is he on now, JT?
I'm sorry, my I'd be cut out there. Ellen, one more time?
Well, JT, 1 second, because we want to, in case folks are just joining this pursuit, we want to show them how dangerous it has been. So we have that close call. Watch closely. This guy's going to go over look at how, oh man, that was just, that's inches to a foot maybe. He just missed that. And then just a few minutes later, here it goes. Watch for the bicyclist right there. And he goes flying by the bicyclist, too. So a couple of very close calls. And earlier, before we took this, we saw him squeeze his way through a couple of LA Unified police cars going the opposite direction. So this guy, he's not stopping for anything, JT.
No, not at all. And, the crazy thing about this, David, is there's not even a unit in pursuit right now, so we can't really officially call this pursuit. The only time it was a pursuit was in the Glendale area when the LA Unified School PD was in pursuit. And they quickly lost him because he's driving that crazy. They couldn't keep up with him. So at that point, it was a pursuit. Then LAPD came overhead, and we are on Linda Vista right now, just for a heads up. 50 to 60 miles an hour is what we see on this winding road that goes northbound, paralleling the 210 freeway here, just in the vicinity, just east of the Rose Bowl. Sorry, just west of the Rose Bowl on the west side, coming northbound on Linda Vista. But yeah, so again, driving like this without any black and whites behind him, LAPD tracking him and keep making sure all the agencies this guy drives this vehicle through knows about his presence. The only want that we know of right now is reckless driving, unless the school police officers in that black and white want to call it a ADW on a police officer, the deadly weapon being the car itself as he tried to ram them and just merely missed them by inches here. Continue on Linda Vista right at Highland Drive, coming up right abeam the 210 freeway here as we kind of surround. He may jump on the freeway here. It looks like if he turns left here, that'll be an on-ramp with the freeway. Well, I'm not sure there's an on-ramp there or not, but Linda Vista coming back across Oak Grove Drive. Now he's going to be southbound on Oak Grove, but I don't know if there's an on-ramp there or not.
Yeah, I'm fuzzy about that area too.
Looks like there's something hanging from the passenger side of the
Yeah, we noticed that, David, earlier. His whole right front bumper is missing, which would indicate that he hit something earlier before we came over this. But, well, let's see what he does here. That's Yucca Lane, right in the area of the the Pasadena PD heliport is right in the area. In fact, he just drove right by the Pasadena Police Department heliport here on Weimer near Yucca Lane as he continues slowing down a little bit. And again, not a black and white in sight. We'll see if Pasadena jumps in here as he jumps on Windsor Avenue here back northeast bound. Well, now he's going to jump back on Woodbury. I'm sorry, one more time?
Oh, it just looked like he made a couple more close calls there against some other cars. But
hey, guys, I'm going to have to just give go off the radio just for a second. We're going to fix our IFB, so if I don't hear your word,
no problem.
That's how I hear you. you talking to me. It's breaking up, so we're going to get that switched off. So I'll throw it to you real quick as they change that.
Oh, all right. We're going to give our viewers just a little bit of information here. You can see how fast the vehicle is moving, ranging now between 40 and 60 miles an hour. If you look at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen there, you'll see West Woodbury Road. That's the road that he is on near Lincoln Avenue. So you kind of get some idea of where he is by just looking at the information on your screen. Also, you'll see a compass on the right-hand side. You see he's going eastbound right now. The little blue helicopter figure, that's the direction of the helicopter. And then you see that little orange thing, that's the direction of the camera. So that all gives you some idea. We don't have to say a word, and you have information at your disposal on what this pursuit is doing, where it is, how fast he's moving, etc., as he goes flying through another intersection there.
And as you can see, he was just going 66 miles an hour just now through that intersection. And yeah, JT, this is quite a dangerous pursuit that we've been watching with this man. And fortunately, none of that stuff in the back of his truck has come out has flown out of there, surprisingly.
Yeah, it's got to make you wonder what's in there and why this guy's running. But now we're in Altadena. Well, he thought he was going to make that right turn and decided against it. So now we're coming into LA County Sheriff Department's area, Altadena area, going eastbound into the western San Gabriel Valley on Woodbury Road, coming up on Santa Anita. So this is wound all the way through, starting in the Glendale area. Oh, you see what that is, a bunch of junk in there with the top off. So it wouldn't surprise me if he starts hitting those speeds again and those speed bumps. That stuff's going to fly out, Ellen, for sure. But continuing here, eastbound on Woodbury Road here, around vehicles, wrong side of the road again. So he's definitely tempting fate and playing with the lives of innocent drivers out here today. And so far, we don't believe that he's injured anybody. But you know, if he keeps driving, well, there's one almost a head-on with that white car right through the stop sign. It's just crazy dangerous. And again, we don't see any black and whites behind him at this point.
But as far as we know, this is not reported as a stolen vehicle. It was just reckless driving, as far as we know.
Well, that's all we know right now. We have our assignment desk working on trying to get some more detail from school police to figure out if there's any additional wants for this guy. Wrong side of the road again.
There he goes.
As we continue on Woodbury. But, you know, he's more times than not, they're wanted for something more serious than trying to get away. It's usually just not for reckless. That's just them trying to get away from the law enforcement. But the weird thing about this is there's not a black and white anywhere he can rearview mirror, and none that we can see out here. The only law enforcement present right now is the LAPD airship trying to get some agency to get behind this guy and maybe try to re-engage this pursuit. Still in tracking, but whoa, that's going to be a hit. Took it a little bit too wide. Suspect's out. He is running. He is a male wearing a brown shirt, blue jeans. He is running around the back of this store, and this is right in the area of 1515 North Lake in Pasadena, back in the city of Pasadena. Lost sight of him there, so we're going to come back out here and stay a little bit wider and see if we can't see him. Looks like he went in there, well, it looks like he went inside.
Oh, no, that's not him.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a door on the other side.
Yeah, we never saw him. That might be him with the tank top. He took his shirt off there.
Could be him trying to act cash.
Well,
he's got the hat.
It's hard to say. We can roll that back. We're going to watch him walking away. Yeah, that's him. He's got the black tank top off. He just shed that brown shirt right there, walking away on Lake. On Lake at Howard. Eyes, see his head's on that swivel? That's the indication right now.
He's looking around.
You can let the airship know if he doesn't have them.
Yeah,
black tank top, blue jeans, walking away.
So he reaches in his pocket.
We'll try to get. We'll try to look at the video and see what his shoes and jeans look like. We're trying to set that up.
That's exactly what they're doing. Okay, there he is. They're deploying on him. Yeah, we told the LAPD ship, and they got the Pasadena PD on him. They're going to take him into custody right there, right at Lake and Ladera, and they're proning him out. That was a good call, guys. You saw it. He shed his shirt, which often happens with suspects. They just take their clothes off as they can, but it's always important, like you did, David, to see what kind of jeans they were wearing, what shoes they were wearing, and you can see walking away casually. But what his mistake was, his head was on the swivel, looking behind him, going, "Who? Me? What? Where?" And that's never a good sign here.
Yeah, suspicious.
But in custody right now. Pasadena PD has them. They're sure to meet up with the LA Unified School District, figure out what violations they have, and they'll book them on all those charges. So thank goodness this ended the way it did and how it did, because this guy very easily could have killed innocent pedestrians or motorists out here today.
Absolutely.
Certainly.
Great job, JT. Thank you very much. We're going to check back with JT in a little while to see get more information on that pursuit, but we want to get to some other news as well.